no attempt in humor at all in what he said. And as a matter of fact, it was a lie. Now, as you pointed to, Will, since the 1960s, you have to get a license to broadcast. This isn't Netflix. This isn't cable. This is broadcast TV. And when you have broadcast TV, you have to... The airwaves are owned by the public.
I think that just because you have a Tonight Show that you must deal with serious issues. That's a danger. It's a real danger. Once you start that, you start to get that self-important feeling that what you say has great import. And you know, strangely enough, you could use that show as a forum. You could sway people, and I don't think you should.
Rob Schneider didn't wade into the Kimmel mess. He dove in headfirst, no lifeguard, no mercy. Forget polite TV etiquette. He swung like a wrecking ball, smashing through the glass walls of late-night pretense and exposing the rot underneath.
Me now, to figure all this out, is actor and comedian Rob Schneider. Rob, it's great to see you here today. Are you chilled? Are you in fear for the future of comedy and free speech?
Well, Will, first of all, I woke up this morning to the incredible shock that apparently TV shows are not guaranteed in our Constitution. I mean, wow. So that was tough to swallow.
His opener, savage. Schneider flatly declared that hosting a network show is a job, not a birthright. The First Amendment protects citizens from government censorship, not corporate embarrassment. You want total freedom, he cracked. Then start your own network and tank that instead.
Second, I'm still waiting for the left, the liberals, to get outraged about Roseanne getting fired for her free speech. And then I'm also waiting, I've been waiting a long time for the left and the Democrats, especially the Democrats on Capitol Hill, for the Twitter files that released that the Biden-Harris administration was actually using the government to pressure Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and especially Twitter to actually censor actual Americans through the government.
Then came the hypocrisy takedown. Roseanne Barr got erased overnight, and the same crowd barely blinked. But Kimmel stumbles, and the world's supposed to stop spinning. Schneider wasn't caping for Roseanne. He was lighting a match under the double standards of Hollywood morality.
You have capitalist pressure. Capitalist pressure is really important because what happens is you have to make money or you have to do something of value so that you can get something in return. Now, the interesting thing is it's false advertising because honestly, look, Jimmy Kimmel can be funny, and I don't mean to take anything away from that, but the fact of the matter, can you remember a political joke that went viral? What was something really funny of his? There was no attempt in humor at all.
He didn't sugarcoat it. Kimmel wasn't cancelled. He imploded. Night by night. He traded punchlines for political sermons, laughter for clapter. Schneider said Kimmel gambled on being the conscience of America instead of its comic relief. And the audience cashed out.
As a matter of fact, it was a lie. Now, as you pointed to, Will, since the 1960s, you have to get a license to broadcast. This isn't Netflix. This isn't cable. This is broadcast TV. And when you have broadcast TV, you have to, the airwaves are owned by the public. And to get that license, you have to be in the interest, like you said, of the public. And so that's why when there's a news van parked in the white zone, they don't get a ticket. Because they are there to present news, to inform the public in the public interest. So what happens is 25% originally was supposed to be the news to inform it, just to get that license. So when you absolutely lie to the public, then you are no longer in the public interest, like Jimmy Kimmel did the other night.
And for the conspiracy junkies whispering deep state, Schneider laughed that off. No shadowy agents, no secret memo. ABC didn't silence a rebel. They cut loose dead weight dragging down ad revenue. Plain business, not a plot.
So it was something dangerous. So with the FCC chairman, he didn't say that he was going to pull the license. He was going to give them a warning and ask for an apology, if what I understood on the Benny Johnson show. And so it's not the government doing it. And when 246 different stations around the country say we're no longer airing this, it's because they heard from their consumers, they heard from their customers, and they said that's it, we're not doing it. And so Nexstar, who's a great guy over there, Sean Compton, said that's it. He's the CEO, and said, when we have complaints like this, and none of the channels, 246.
Schneider broke down the downfall like a post-mortem. It started with playful Trump jabs, mutated into rants, and ended with monologues that sounded like campaign ads. Kimmel surrounded himself with yes-men, and the comedy slowly flatlined. Schneider said the real loss wasn't his contract. It was the laughter that died along the way.
Just like to say this in defense of people who can get absolutely entrapped into this political echo chamber. And that's what happened to, I mean, in my opinion, what happened to Jimmy Kimmel. I heard him talking on some podcast with another comedian, and it's easy to get trapped in your political echo chamber.
His warning hit like a gut punch. Comedy's job is to punch up, not tear down. You can joke about everyone, but when you start treating your audience like enemies, they'll find someone else to laugh with. Kimmel turned his desk into a pulpit, and people tuned out the preacher.
They think that just because you have a Tonight Show that you must deal in serious issues. That's a danger. It's a real danger. Once you start that, you start to get that self-important feeling that what you say has great import. And you know, strangely enough, you could use that show as a forum. You could sway people, and I don't think you should, isn't that?
To drive it home, Schneider reached for the gold standard. Johnny Carson. Carson knew how to play with politics without drowning in it. He ribbed everyone and united the room. Today's hosts. Same script, same ideology, zero fun. Viewers don't laugh anymore. They change the channel.
I agree with Johnny 100%. Well, Johnny Carson was unique in the sense that you don't really know if he leaned left or right. Sometimes he leaned left, sometimes he leaned right, but he was there to get laughs, and he realized what people wanted to do. And I remember, like, as you know, when we were little kids climbing into our mom and daddy's bed when they let us stay up late on a Friday, and we'd watch Johnny Carson, we'd all laugh together because Johnny was there to entertain.
By the end, Schneider's critique transcended Kimmel. It was an autopsy of modern comedy. Hypocrisy, selective outrage, and the erosion of humor into tribal warfare. His bottom line: free speech doesn't come with a salary, cancel culture has no favorites, and true comedians build bridges, not battle lines.